The people who know Pete Strange best describe him as a humble, selfless, hardworking, generous man who values family and friends and has a vision and drive to inspire those around him to be and do better. There was never any doubt that building was going to be his life's work. A lifelong Cincinnatian, Pete grew up in Erlanger, Kentucky with his mother, Betty Sue, and his father, Maurice, and his 3 sisters.
Pete came up in the construction business, working for 2 uncles and grandfather that both were in the house building business, and I think that had a lot to do with Pete's upbringing. I know he talks a lot about when he was 15, 14 years old, going out on projects and being, out there being the water boy, doing all the hard tasks and the hard labor that it takes to support carpenters and laborers out on the job sites. And Pete created a great affinity for the craft.
1972 was a big year for Pete. Not only did he graduate from UC and join Messer full-time, where he began working his way through the ranks, he married his high school sweetheart, Ginger. Their family soon grew to include 3 children, Andy, Carrie, and Matt.
I mean, having Pete as a father is kind of a surreal experience. I mean, he sets the bar at a level that you never are going to attain that level, but he definitely sets the model for which, not only in your business career, but in your personal life, it's something to behold. He's a force of nature. He's imprinted me in a lot of ways. I would say probably my diligence. I mean, the one thing, as smart as that is, he outworks everybody. He really does. I mean, he always jokes that it takes some people more time to do 8 hours work than others because he's constantly at work, but it's really just because he always puts in extra effort. I mean, no matter what he does, it has to be perfect, and he's going to put in whatever time is needed.
But Pete isn't just a builder of buildings, he's a builder of people. People often describe him as a teacher, and perhaps this trait he developed from his mother's vocation. Mentoring is a commitment for him, and he's made it a priority to cultivate the best in those around him, skills they often hadn't seen in themselves.
The summer before I started college, he had a proposition for me that rather than getting a part-time job somewhere, he would hire me to be a day laborer.
And just to be clear, it wasn't a proposition.
No,
that doesn't make propositions.
No, it was an offer you can't refuse.
I'm going to offer it to you, and I'm assuming you'll say yes.
Exactly. So I'm thinking, great, do some stuff around the house. The next day I was presented with a 25-page contract outlining all of my roles and responsibilities. It had metrics, it had benchmarking, it had commitments, and if I met certain dates, I was rewarded for that, and it worked heavily in my favor. But it spoke to what I had now entered, which was the business side of Pete. And that, as my mother later explained to me, that the job was only half of it. The experience was what he really wanted me to get. And it actually was a good experience once it was over.
Pete is one of these people that is driven to excellence. He's got a photographic mind. He is a great speaker. He remembers things I wish he would forget sometimes. But he is, very, very creative, and he's never satisfied. He always wants to continue to improve. Status quo is terrible with him.
If you've traveled much around Cincinnati, you've probably experienced his work and maybe not even known it. His work includes projects at Children's Hospital, Cincinnati Financial, numerous power plants, the renovation of Museum Center, and one of his favorite projects, Riverbend.
Pete was the driver behind the employees having the opportunity to buy out the Messer family and create a 100% employee-owned organization, and that is unique. We started out with 100 employee owners, and now we have 450 employee owners. And Pete has been the passion, the drive, the vision behind all of that, and given all of us. And there could have been a lot of different ways that Pete could have driven a buyout. He did it in a way that wasn't necessarily the best financially for him, and he focused on all of the employees so that everyone would have an opportunity. And I think that is unique about Pete. He is a very selfless person. He is very much focused on everybody that is out there, and it is unique to find in a leader that isn't just looking out for themselves, but looking out for everyone else.
Pete, just his raw intelligence and the breadth of his knowledge about so many topics, it forces those around him, including me, to always be on your toes, be prepared, because he will be. And I learned that lesson early on and had a great impact on me and my career.
Pete certainly would have excelled in any industry as a corporate leader because of his intelligence and his ability to engage and energize others. But he chose construction, creating environments for others to thrive and succeed. Pete Strange has been a part of and will continue to be part of building a better Cincinnati for many years to come. His work and support of the community has helped his employees and the citizens of Cincinnati build better lives.